That's right, Joel. He told me that he was on an early morning walk. It was on his way back from the McDonald's that's up the road that he told me he spotted what appeared to be a woman's body in the brush behind me. Earlier this afternoon, while parents are picking up their kids here at Ramus C. Page Elementary, they told me they'll be holding their kids a little closer this evening in light of the tragedy at the Connecticut Elementary School. Right here in my hand is the proposal 4 companies got in before the 2:30 deadline today. As you can see, only a shell remains of what used to be a house here. This yellow tape labels it a crime scene. Peter, this road has no shortage of traffic. Even at this late hour, cars are still zooming past here. One even getting pulled over not long ago on what's becoming a very controversial roadway. Now here's a closer look at some of the damage these bugs leave behind. Pest control experts say you can start treatment before or after you notice an infestation. These 2 pipes behind me are pumping out water at 300 cubic feet per second. We called the same number that Bishop was able to get through star 69, only to find it's been disconnected. For some, this space isn't just a place for new business, but also a chance for new employment.
Some drivers admit it's something they'd never thought about before.
I wouldn't have no idea how to do that.
At a time when the unthinkable happens and you find yourself trapped inside your car.
How could I get out of a car?
Others take small precautions.
I have, screwdriver and wrench and stuff like that.
Law enforcement and auto clubs like AAA are aiming to educate drivers on tools they can use to survive a crash where the only way out is taking matters into your own hands.
Some people carry these small extrication hammers that shatter glass and cut seat belts and so forth.
One such hammer is sold by AAA. It's called the Life Hammer.
I mean, it's only split seconds, and you'll need it.
Now, if you ever find yourself in an emergency situation, here's how the Life Hammer is designed to work. If you find that your seatbelt is jammed, you can then take the hammer's sharp blade to cut diagonally right through your seatbelt. And in the worst case scenario, you can use the Life Hammer to shatter the glass. But first, cover your eyes before striking it 2 to 3 times.
FHP says there are other tools out there, some you might not expect.
A female is wearing a heel shoe. She can use the heel. Some seat rest, headrests come out off the backrest of the seat.
All these options giving drivers a new outlook on what matters most, safety.
I would buy 4 or 5 of them right now and give them to every member of my family.
A day ago, no one was laughing at Doc's Beach House in Bonita Springs.
Last night, the entire restaurant was coughing at the same time. Everybody was going insane.
Not a case of the flu gone viral. The symptom is a result of red tide.
You can't smell it, it's just a tickle in the back of your throat, you can more feel it.
While many beachgoers are taken back by the beach's natural beauty, others can't help but notice the obvious blemish washing up on its shores. People like this man are determined to get rid of the other problem caused by red tide.
How's that?
The dead fish.
They're ugly on the beach, I think, and they smell.
We found many ignoring the fish, others fascinated with childlike curiosity.
They're scary and creepy. Very creepy.
The latest data from the FWC puts the bloom boundary approximately 140 miles off the coastline from Pinellas through Collier County. The highest concentrations of red tide are being reported in Sarasota County, but Lee, Collier, and Charlotte County aren't too far behind.
Visitors come in and they see dead fish, it kind of detours them from going in the water.
It's a concern businesses like Doc's Beach House share.
It's awful. It's completely the worst thing that can happen besides a hurricane. It's just as soon as people walk in, they're just completely turned off by it.
Fortunately, that's not a problem tonight. In Bonita Springs, George Solis, NBC2. Inside City Hall, leaders are discussing a plan that's brought an unusual confession from Fort Myers resident Jay Chamberlain.
I am your typical sex offender.
Chamberlain calls his crime a one-time mistake.
My offense was cruising the internet and stopping at a bad website.
The Florida Department of Law Enforcement Sex Offender Database says that Chamberlain downloaded child pornography in 2003.
A person who has an innocent image of their child naked on a bearskin rug could suffer the same consequences.
Chamberlain is here arguing the proposal of a new Sydney ordinance that would require him and other sex offenders to stay at least 300 feet from any place where children gather. Places like schools, bus stops, libraries, and parks. To give you an idea of the distance, we mapped out the 300-foot requirement using a smartphone application to measure out the distance.
The proposed ordinance would mirror a county law that's been in effect since 2009. Fort Myers Police Chief Doug Baker supports the idea.
To me, it's a no-brainer.
Grandmother Vicki Holbrook agrees.
I want all the help from the community, whatever that I can get.
But some civil rights groups like the ACLU say the ordinance will do more harm than good.
It will likely drive him or her off the grid, underground, and outside of the supervision of law enforcement, making our children and our communities less safe.
As for Chamberlain, he says he will boycott city businesses.
Pass this ordinance, and I feel I may not spend another dollar in Fort Myers.
A trade some people would be happy to make. George Solis, NBC2.